Hey, hey. Hi, guys. Welcome back. All right, let's go ahead and get into today's topic video. These are the ones where I do, of course, leave comments on, and you guys can just type the word compassion in the comment section, which will be visible as soon as I'm done with this live. And I can see entered to win for Monday's drawing. Each Monday, I do pull a random winner, and I do a storytelling for them. By the way, happy Thanksgiving if you're watching this on Thanksgiving. It's Thanksgiving anyway on the 27th in the United States. So I am so incredibly grateful to all of you for being a part of my world, a part of my channel. Thank you for your lovely energy, your lovely comments. You guys have absolutely made the nicest communities here, and that is because of your energy. So thank you sincerely from my heart to yours. Also, on Friday, I will make an announcement about something else that we'll be adding in during the holidays to help celebrate the holidays and to say a little thank you to you guys. So anyway, that'll come up on Friday, okay? In the meantime, enjoy your turkey, and I will see you guys throughout the day on Thanksgiving as well. I'll be posting videos before we begin our celebration. So now Beans 11:8. Hi, guys. Nice to see you all. All right, so the message here for the energy around the 27th is the Knight of Swords. And I love this particular Knight of Swords because we have this, first off, like, I don't know, I picture him having like a late 1980s like wrestler, like Rowdy Piper type hairdo. I don't know why. Or like Dolph Lundgren. He reminds me of Dolph also. And he's a scientist, but he's working with the brain, but he's also working with, spectrometry and, prisms of light and wavelengths. And he's very much in like the abstract and maybe even fringe science. And oftentimes we just see knights as like, they're on their horses and they're moving. This guy, we see what a brilliant mind he has, and we have all these different ideas, and he's actively trying to sort out and figure out, how his own mind works and how the world works. And so this is a very like wonderful, curious, intelligent character to start out with. So it could be a day where the energy on the 27th is going to be someone, whether it's him or whether it's just like the general energy, is be excited about life, be excited about learning about ourselves, be excited about the natural world around us. I'm picturing somebody might watch like a documentary about something about nature, and it could be like, wow, this really is freaking mind-blowing. I think that the study of the natural world and physics are pretty like spectacular. It makes us kind of like, have that moment where we go, how is this whole thing glued together, And I'm just wondering if it'll be a day of awe and a day to like enlighten one's mind. We also have the Chariot. And in this case, talk about French science stuff. We have got, actually, I'm super excited that this card came out because I will be on probably not till Friday, but I have something to do with Stonehenge that's coming up. But we have somebody who is realizing like the movement of the planets is actually connected to them as well. And the kind of like there's a connection to the cosmos, and there's all these mysteries in life. So I feel like it's a day of wonder. And to have the Chariot here, it's somebody who is like, I'm going to say, moving forward with a much more positive perspective in what we're doing here on this planet. We're here to experience everything. We're here to interact with the world around us. And all of this does actually really matter. It's an exciting journey, but there's also like a lot of meaning here. And it just feels super positive. Like a character is getting excited about being alive, and they're getting excited. Sometimes we kind of get into a funk where we're just, grumping along through life. This is somebody who's got a spark coming back to them. What is causing this spark of excitement, of new influx of ideas? Nine of Swords. Nine of Swords is actually in the energy usually of worry, concern, fears. But we do have these wind turbines, that like generate energy. So I'm wondering if this is a character who maybe for a period of time was in a funk and they knew it. We have a Six of Cups and we have the Six of Swords. Okay, hang on. Are we about to reconnect with a soulmate or meet a soulmate? We could have a character. You were spot on, 11:8. You better believe it, babe. That'll come back too. Sorry, guys. I was responding to a comment there in the chat. No, this feels so exciting. This feels so like powerful and so special. The fact that we have somebody who could be reuniting or uniting with a soulmate. Sometimes our soulmates are people from a past life. In particular, this could be somebody who's like, I've been stressing that I wouldn't meet anybody. I've been feeling like life is just kind of like a weird, what am I destined to walk alone? Is this, oh, the Proclaimers have a really great song. It's Then I Met You. I think that's the title of it. Destined to be nothing in this world, and then I met you. Anyway, their songs are so great. They're such amazing musicians, but it feels like this is a character who kind of got into this funk, this mindset that nothing exciting was going to happen. And I almost think that they lost the thrill of like the mystery of us being here and the mystery of, the cosmos. And it's being revived partially because, or maybe entirely because of the Six of Cups. This is something showing back up in their life. Maybe it's a person, maybe it's a lover, maybe it's a past life person that they didn't get enough time with in the last life, but it is totally changing their energy. Double six is there. The Six of Swords is they're moving on from like this bummed out, like I got no interest in anything kind of energy. They're totally doing a, like a revival of energy all of a sudden. Tell me about the Six of Cups. Six of Cups can also be nostalgia. Eight of Swords, something is breaking into their silence. We got that ball smashing through the window. And we had all this like calm chamomile. And it almost feels like this is a character who, without realizing it, kind of had put themselves into this little hermetically sealed capsule. I feel like this is somebody who hasn't dealt with anybody in a long time. And they're all of a sudden reconnecting to their Six of Cups. And it's like rattling them in a good way. We have a Five of Swords, which is usually a card of like conflict and fighting. But in this case, it's a lot more to do with like the changes and sometimes we have to have a little sting to get us moving, right? This is more about cycles. This is more, and I feel like it's very timely, at least, me living in the Northern Hemisphere, obviously, we've got pretty much no leaves left on the trees. Excuse me. And so that tree just looks like it's very timely. It almost feels like our character has completed some kind of a journey. We have the Hermit. Yeah. And it's just the right time. Somebody's going to hear from a soulmate after a long time of being totally solo, totally isolated, even maybe having been a little salty and was just trying to get their calm and their peace back, but actually accidentally went into like a hermetically sealed capsule and didn't deal with anybody for far too long. It feels like someone is reaching out to our lead character. Our lead character could be masculine. It doesn't have to be, but we do have them as a masculine hermit. We saw them as Dolph Lundgren at the beginning. I don't know why that always reminds me of Dolph. Also, doesn't Dolph have a like neuroscientist degree or something, or he's got like a PhD in one of the hard sciences, but also great actor. He was He-Man, so I love him. But with that Hermit card, this is somebody who's reached the end of this journey because they've come to their tree of life, and it's like their light brought them straight back to where they originally were. So this could definitely be like a soulmate that somebody knew from where they were born. I don't know if somebody's born in a place with lots of trees or if they were born out in the desert. We have two different, landscapes here, but we have someone who's going to be hearing from an individual that like has been important to them from a long time ago. And this maybe feels unlikely, or it feels like, wow, this is putting some jazz back into my life. I'm excited again. This is so great to hear from this person. We have the Fool, and this is, I don't know if they're an Aries, but we have somebody who's just crossed the chasm, but they're bridging the chasm, which is great because we got the bridge behind me here. They could be from a whole different era of this person's life. Maybe they're coming back to town. Maybe they just moved back to town, or one or the other has recently moved back, or it's like, oh my God, I literally, like, I live over there. What do you mean I live over there? This feels like a big surprise, and this feels like such a happy surprise. Whomever this is, I don't know, maybe they still live in different places, but it seems like it's more possible now for them to easily bridge this gap. This could be somebody saying, I would love to come see you. That could be why somebody's reaching out. We've got all these roses, which I never noticed before, that are like just raining down. And we've got this person like swirling the energy, and the doves are flying. And this is, again, a very unconventional Fool card. Normally we have somebody taking a step off of a cliff, but we never see where they're going. We never see them kind of like, the Colossus of Rhodes standing there, and creating like the gateway, that they can touch both sides of the landmass, and we never see where they've landed. This is somebody who's very sure they're reaching out for a clear reason. They want to talk to our character. There is possibly already love in the air on this as well, but it's so cosmic because this isn't water. This is actually bits of the Milky Way galaxy swirling around them like a big scarf. I don't know if somebody's going to be wearing a scarf, but it could be a scarf that looks like the galaxy or something, which that would be pretty. I need one of those. I need a galaxy, a star chart on my scarf. No, this looks really lovely. There is a musical instrument here as well. Either it's an acoustic guitar, or I would say that's just a straight up acoustic guitar. I don't think that that's a bouzouki or an oud or something. I think that looks more like just an acoustic guitar. I don't know if they are a musician or if there's a particular song, but it would be an acoustic song. And I'm hearing all kinds of stuff that I don't actually enjoy, like James Taylor. Sorry, I know he's great, but I just don't enjoy JT. So no offense. I know he's fabulous. It's just not every sound soothes my ear. So, but ironically, that's what's popping into my head right now. So I don't know if this person listens to a lot of like acoustic guitar or something that's like, not that he's all acoustic or anything, but there's something here about like certain sounds, certain music that they might be really drawn to or attracted to. I'm hearing that song also. I got a peaceful, easy feeling. Is that the Eagles? This time won't let me go. No, I don't know who sings that. Anyway, it feels peaceful and easy, even though this is also invigorating and exciting. Whomever this is thrilled to hear from this soulmate. I want to ask this, does the soulmate intentionally reach out to this person, or is it some weird serendipitous thing? Seven of Cups and the Princess of Swords sideways. No, they've been spying a little bit. They hoped that they would catch this person. This is intentional. They didn't know for sure how this would go. But this has been brewing for a bit, right? We have this volcano, so things have been bubbling for a while. This would normally be the Page of Swords in any other deck, and that's our little spy card. So they've been low-key thinking, sensing. I bet you they're around. I don't know, they might, if they did a little reconnaissance, they might have already had a pretty good idea. They could literally reach out somewhere like around a time for food, dinner time or something. I don't know if they're reaching out or if they're showing up. My impression is that this is somebody reaching out. Wheel of Fortune. It could be either, but again, we have the cosmos here. It's going to be just the right time. Like the call or the text comes in at exactly the right time, because it's that channel of energy is open. They seem to be very happy, but let me just ask, are you nervous at all to be reaching out, soulmate? Or is this something that you're like super chill? Ooh, the Tower. No, super scary. But also this is them dropping any ego or any pretense. They're not going to reach out and be like, oh, sorry, I guess I got the wrong number. I didn't mean to call you. It's none of that like game playing. This is just somebody who's like, nope, I needed to go ahead and reach out. And maybe it's like, I've wanted to take a walk with you for a long, long time. I've wanted to get a chance to talk to you for a long, long time. This is the Two of Wands, and I always go to Australia with this card just because those lizards look more like Australian artwork to me than like, I'm an American, and right now we're in the fall, so I should associate this with fall and, my side of the world, but I always think of this more Australian to me. So, excuse me, guys. I don't know if they have some Australian background or if there's something about a location, but all I can say is this is them like completely releasing their ego. And again, we got that volcano. That volcano is a big signal in this. This is somebody who's like, they have a lot to say. And they're not going to say it all on the phone. They want to go and take a walk. They want to be beside this person. This is the path that maybe they should have taken quite some time ago to reconnect. Jeannie Vale, oh my God, thank you, Angel. You are so sweet. Thank you, babe. You're so kind. This feels really lovely. Queen of Cups and the Ace of Pentacles. Well, who wouldn't want to be around her? She comes across as this really loving energy. And I have to say, I think that this conversation is not only welcome, but it also like gives two people like a refreshed vision of life. Like, if we can reconnect after all this time, so many things are possible. If there's a chance just to know that somebody still thinks kindly of us, at minimum, that's a lovely thing, So I don't know if the bigger message here is if we want to make the world a better place, a friendlier place, if we want to, have an impact, sometimes the tiny, simple things that we do, like reaching out to the individual people who've ever touched our lives and letting them know that they matter, that we still remember them, that we think of them. That's kind of why we all reach out and say, happy, whatever, Christmas, happy, Merry Christmas, whatever. We do that simply because it's the time that you think about everyone you've ever known, and it's the time for celebration. But this hints that it's more than that. It can reconnect the world, and you don't know how much it can impact another person and make them feel like, oh my God, this is amazing to hear from you. And I feel so loved. And it's so good to know that, I've made a mark in your life. It feels like this opens up a new chapter. Where this story could go, it could just turn into friends, or it could turn into romance. We don't see this as characters that are like, oh man, and then you did me dirty and you cheated and you did this and now you want to come back. This doesn't have that vibe to it. This feels still like there's nervousness, still like it's somebody dropping their ego in order to reach out. So we don't know what the backstory was exactly, other than this was two soulmates who still needed to connect to each other. And it just feels very like timely and actually a really good thing, not a stressful thing. It feels like no matter what, it is so good for these two to reconnect. So that's what we've got on this one. In just a minute, I will add a little video link in the description box for a video for the birthday message for the 27th. Okay. You guys, thanks so much for being here. Air Bubble. Hi, babe. Jeannie Vale. Thanks again, sweetheart. CDW. Delighted to see you. Wendy E. Thank you so much. Ravi Sharma. Thank you, love. You're so kind. Hi, Linda. Jose. Good to see you. Thank you, guys. Feeling my soul. M Dazzles, Empress Unicorn 111, GR, Emerging Light, No Beans. Thanks again, babe. Really delightful to see you guys. All right. Have a very wonderful Thanksgiving. If you're busy with other things tomorrow, otherwise I will be posting videos in the morning tomorrow. All right. Lots of love. Bye, guys. Take care.